So yeah, I think Bethesda have lost their collective minds with the pricing of Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. This explains why Bethesda was so opaque with pricing and only revealed prices on the launch of Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, which was today. You can see right here that the Anniversary Edition as a whole costs $60. To upgrade to Anniversary Edition for existing owners, it costs $40, or if you just want the Creations Bundle right here, that costs $20. And understandably, many are finding that these kinds of price points for a decade-old game that has seen a broken post-launch, it just really doesn't compute. And to really unravel this whole story, you have to talk about the post-launch history of Fallout 4, starting with this next-gen update, which came out back in April 25th, 2024. What should have been an improvement over the original version of the game was such a disastrous update that broke so many aspects of the game that just literally made the game so unplayable for many people that a mod had to come out called Fallout 4 Downgrader that became one of the most downloaded mods due to the fact that it allowed you to undo the next-gen update, which for many felt was a necessity to continue to enjoy Fallout 4 and also to engage with the game's modding capabilities, which were broken by the next-gen update. Fast forward to 18 months later, and we're seeing the release of Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, which was announced on October 23rd, 2025, when Bethesda hosted Fallout Day, which was criticized by fans as among one of Bethesda's worst presentations ever, due to the fact that so many announcements here could have just been, quote-unquote, an email. They didn't have to hype this up and make a whole live stream presentation out of it when all they announced was that the Ghoul was coming to Fallout 76, or they showcased the Ghoul in Fallout 76, which is neat, I guess. And then beyond that, they announced some sales and some Fallout First related news. But the big announcement for this event was a re-release of Fallout 4, which is just classic Bethesda. They've already re-released Skyrim a bunch of times. Why not do the same for Fallout 4? This time in the form of this Anniversary Edition that they also announced is coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. But you can see right here that the reception surrounding Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition and its announcement was fairly negative because people are tired of just the habit that Bethesda has of engaging in re-releases instead of being focused on creating brand new experiences. So people are saying things like Bethesda never changes, Fallout 4 Edition, so on and so forth. The top comments all kind of mock this trend of Bethesda's that hasn't done the company any favors as far as optics are concerned, especially when a lot of their updates tend to break the game more, break the modding capabilities more. But then when you look at the way Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition markets its patch notes and its updates as brand new things when they're fixing old problems that were introduced by the next-gen update from way back when, that's where this stuff gets rather shady and uncomfortable. Now, you know what does offer comfort? This ergonomic chair that I've been using the last few weeks, which brings us to the sponsor of today's video, LiberNovo, a company dedicated to providing ergonomic chairs that are well suited for both office work and for gaming. What I've got for you here is the LiberNovo Omni Chair, and I legit think it might be my new daily driver. As someone who spends a good portion of his day sitting down, an appropriate office and gaming chair is paramount for my long-term health and posture, and this right here provides the perfect solution. Let's start with these cushions. Whether it's the seats or the backrest, the cushion itself is really well contoured and the perfect balance of just the right amount of fluffiness while offering just the right amount of sturdiness. The backrest itself is also shaped with your spine in mind with this flexible design. Then you have the sheer amount of adjustability that this chair offers. The armrest can go up and down, forward and backwards, and rotate in and out. The height of the seat can be adjusted with a switch that I find much easier to access and more satisfying to use than other chairs. The switch next to it allows you to set how far back the chair can lean back with 4 different recline positions, up to 105 degrees, up to 120 degrees, up to 135 degrees, and up to 160 degrees. You can set your chair at the perfect angle for just about any situation. The tension rod here allows you to set how much force and weight it takes for the chair to lean back so you can control the speed of its ascent and descent. The neck rest goes up and down as well as forwards and backwards while also featuring a really comfortable cushion, allowing you to easily find the perfect position for your head for every circumstance. But the real magic comes in its electric design. This is the first chair featuring a motorized electric backrest. With the buttons on the left armrest, I can just easily and conveniently adjust the lumbar support to a comfortable setting. And then you've got this button right here that extends and retracts the motorized backrest to basically give you a nice back massage and stretch for about 5 minutes. And all of this is powered by a battery that you can easily slot in and out of the chair and that can be charged via USB-C. It takes about 3.5 hours to charge from 0 to max, but then it'll last you about a month's worth of the massage function, and it'll last even longer if you use that functionality more sparingly. It's both a really convenient feature for adjustability as well as just a great feature to stretch your back a bit. Paired with the LiberNovo Omni Chair is this footrest that just takes the comfort to a whole new level. Whether you want to sit with your legs down or up, or get in a full lying position, it's just a nice thing to keep under your desk and use when you want to just relieve your legs or just get in the right position. And as a nice added bonus, this whole setup was just super easy to build. Legit, one of the quickest setup processes for a chair of this kind. So yeah, there's just a lot to love with this chair and its unique innovations, and straight up, it might actually be my new daily driver. If you're in the market for a new office or gaming chair, you owe it to yourself to check out LiberNovo, and you can get your own Omni by using my link in the description and comment section below. All right, so let's check out patch notes for Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition and some of the updates that they're doing for things like the Creations menu. It reads right here, the Fallout 4 update on November 10th will require adjustments to the main menu screen. So prior to November 10th, please disable any mods which change the main menu, as these may break with the patch. So yeah, there's already indication that this new updated version of Fallout 4 will likely break a lot of mods. It's just the nature of these re-releases. Now, on positive changes that they are adding additional storage for Creations, which is something that they had previously said wasn't possible, but maybe they figured something out, and if that's the case, then great. But then we look at the patch notes here, and this is where things get shady, because a lot of what's in here, a lot of the enhancements or fixes, like VATS accuracy. VATS hit chances are now consistent across platforms and no longer drop to 0% or show incorrect values. Fixed stuttering and hitching caused by creations that edit NPC visuals. Performance is improved when using such creations. Stability and crashes, and then ultra wide and super ultra wide support, so on and so forth. These are all elements that were broken by the next gen patch. So what they're really introducing here is fixing problems that they introduced 18 months ago that they're now finally fixing 18 months later. Stuff that modders fix either by offering you a downgrade option or by offering mods that patch Bethesda's own mess. It should not have taken 18 months to fix these issues that were introduced by Bethesda with the launch of the next-gen update. These fixes should have come much sooner and have no right being part of the marketing campaign of Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. It's just not doing a whole lot or enough to really warrant an event dedicated to its announcement, and it certainly doesn't merit the current price point for Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, which is frankly insulting, and again, it is a sign of a company that is completely out of touch. And Bethesda knew that these price points for the Anniversary Edition wouldn't go down well because they didn't reveal the prices until launch day, which is today, November 10th, 2025. So going to Steam's Fallout 4 page, you will find that the Anniversary Edition of Fallout 4, if you don't own Fallout 4, costs $60. This is a game that came out 10 years ago, by the way, and it's not seeing some kind of major remastering or anything. It's basically just the same game with the addition of some Creation Club mods and items. Now, the real insult is to existing owners of Fallout 4, with the Anniversary Edition upgrade costing a whopping $40. And what the Anniversary Edition grants you are the 6 expansions that have come out for the game and 150 plus pieces of content, referring to the Creation Club stuff. And then if you already own the base game and all of the 6 expansions and just want to get the Creation Club stuff, you can get this Creations bundle that costs $20 for these 150 pieces of, little bits of content, whether it's like new weapons, new skins, so on and so forth. But there's nothing quite substantial enough here for people to feel like these price points are worth it. Like, it'd be one thing if we were talking about like an Oblivion remastered situation, which was priced at $50, by the way, and that was a complete overhaul of graphics on top of some enhancements to gameplay that justify that $50 price point. And frankly, people were expecting it to be more expensive than $50. But with this Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, this repackaging of a decade-old game, for it to be $60 just because it adds some Creation Club content that isn't so substantial that it merits that kind of price point after 10 years of this game being out, and then charging $40 for existing owners to upgrade a decade-old game when this is the time to really show gratitude and offer an upgrade path that is reasonable, and then charging $20 for a Creations Club mods bundle for paid mods, essentially, that don't offer such substance that it justifies this price point, especially in comparison to other expansions that are priced at around that price point, but are entire new maps and entirely new content they can immerse yourself in. I mean, these are price points that fans are seeing as rather insulting. Even compared to Bethesda's own re-releases, this is rather expensive. So for example, Skyrim's Anniversary Edition was a $20 upgrade with Creation Club content that many would argue feel more substantial than what we got with the Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition. And then back in the good old days of Bethesda and gaming as a whole, when substantial expansions were provided at reasonable price points, you've got releases like the Shivering Isles expansion for Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, one of the best expansions they've ever made, by the way, priced at $30. That's an entire brand new expansion for $30, and then you've got this Creations bundle that's $20, and it gives you a fraction of what a full expansion does. And then the full Anniversary Edition upgrade that is $40 gives you old expansions that are old content for a decade-old game, and for that bundle, that upgrade to be priced at $40 for existing owners, also, not a good look. Hell, right here we got Cyberpunk 2077's Phantom Liberty expansion, considered one of the best expansions ever made, priced at $30. And for the $20 you spend on the Creations bundle, you can instead buy something like Hollow Knight Silksong, which costs $20, and it's a full-ass game that has garnered a lot of critical acclaim, and that offers incredible value for the amazing experience that you're getting with this game. I mean, when you look at the content of the Creations bundle, that's stuff that a lot of other companies would just offer over time in the post-launch period of a game as free updates just to say thank you to the community. Instead, Bethesda is making you pay $20 for this bundle and $40 for the Anniversary Edition upgrade for a decade-old game. So the way the prices here are broken down is that basically every component of Fallout 4 is worth $20. So the base game here is $20, and then the Game of the Year edition that only has the base game and the expansions, that's $40. So Bethesda's deeming the expansions to be a bundle worth $20, and then you've got the Creations bundle that Bethesda's also deeming to be worth $20 as a bundle, which is why the Anniversary Edition is $60. It's $20 for the base game, $20 for the expansions, and then $20 for the Creations. This Anniversary Edition should be $40 at most for someone who's never bought Fallout 4. The base game should stay at $20. The expansions should cost $10, $15 at most. And then the Creation Club stuff should cost $5 for that whole bundle. That should be the real pricing, especially when the biggest enhancement that the Anniversary Edition and its accompanying updates offer is fixing issues that Bethesda themselves introduced 18 months ago with the next-gen update. After all the turmoil that Bethesda has caused for Fallout fans with Fallout 4 and the handling of the post-launch of that title, you'd think that Bethesda would show a little more grace. You know, that you'd think that Bethesda would show a little less stinginess and a little more willingness to kind of give. That they would engage in business practices that can win back some goodwill, but all this has done is just turn people against Bethesda that much more. And the thing is, like, Bethesda has not had like a major win in such a long time. If anything, it's felt like it's been one shoddy thing after another. Fallout 4 by itself, many felt it wasn't like the best Fallout entry, especially after Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. A lot of folks felt as if Fallout 4 and the changes that it made to the Fallout formula fell short of expectations. And then the launch of Fallout 76 and how disastrous that launch was really soured people's taste of Bethesda, on top of the fact that mobile titles like Elder Scrolls Blades and Fallout Shelter were so heavily monetized. And then Starfield came out and it really fell short of expectations due to the fact that a lot of what made the Bethesda formula work was kind of fragmented by the space setting of Starfield, combined with just the technical limitations of the creation engine that didn't really pave the road for this to being the ideal, like, dream role-playing game set in space that Starfield should have been. And now for them to come out with a full price for a decade-old title, even if it includes the expansions and some Creation Club content, $60 for this is... It ain't it, Chief. And then $40 to upgrade to the Anniversary Edition, ain't it, Chief? And then $20 for a bundle of paid mods, ain't it, Chief? I don't think this will go down well for Bethesda, and over the coming days, I'm sure we'll see a lot of reports on like how the technical state of the game is holding up, with folks investigating, you know, how many mods were broken by this, or what just base game stuff was fixed and or broken by the updates that Bethesda is releasing here. We'll find out over the course of the next few days, and I'll report back. But right now, I'd love to hear what your thoughts and opinions are on Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition's pricing in the comments below. And to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out.